Hello everyone, my name is Castor and welcome back to more Secret of Mana. When we last left off, Primm had just joined us, and it seems that there is something afoul afoot here in Pandora. A bunch of the people tend to, well, I'll let Granny say it.
This is awful. It's as though they've lost their will to live.
Turns out a whole bunch of people are just not responding to anything. And in fact, if we go up here... Wait, is this the guy? Primm! You're back! This is Primm's father. Dad, I'm not coming back until I find dialogue. As I mentioned in the last episode, for the longest time I always thought Primm was the princess here. She's actually not. But if we were to go, I believe it's this house? No, not this one. This is the dude with the water wheel hooked up to his kitchen. Aha! I believe it's this one. We can talk to... Hi, Fauna! Oh, Primm. Is Dialect back yet? Oh, I'm sure he's fine. Yeah, I hope so. This is the house of Primm's best friend, Fauna. But we did mention that there's a lot of weird things going on at the ruins south of Pandora, and Jema said that he was going to go check it out. So let's not do as we're told and go check that out ourselves. Now, I would like to point out that Primm has absolutely zero experience using either of these two weapons. And if we go to her weapon level, you can see this reflected. However, Randi has already leveled up both the rusty sword and the spear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over and take control of Primm, and I'm actually going to equip her with the sword. And as you just saw there, because she had the gloves and Randi had the sword, by swapping them, it actually swaps them, and you're not restricted into what weapon you're using. Alright, so let's start talking to some of these people. Maybe we can get some information. Or even an ounce of dialogue? Does not look like it. And of course, our path up further up is blocked by these guys. Moving on. Well, it looks like there is nothing much to do there. I guess we can just leave Jema to take care of it. However, we have two different goals. Randi was told to go to Gaia's Navel, see the dwarves. Primm, on the other hand, wants to save Dialect from the witch. In the meantime, let's go do that. Now, as you can see, I only control Randi, or I only control Primm. Remember how last episode we set Randi to approach and attack with a little bit of defense? Primm, I believe, we have still currently set at her default of keep away and guard. Now, what we could do is we could set her to stay away, but still attack. And this will become useful a little bit later on. Ah! Assassin bug! Or buzz bee, I think they're called. And of course, Randi's just over there styling on him. Ow. So Randi is very... So basically what Randi's doing there is he's actually dodging. Where Primm is actually taking hits, because Primm is level 1 and Randi is, I think, level 4 is what we left him off at. Yeah, level 4. His evade is 79, whereas Primm's, if we were to take a look, is 77. Lullabug gets whacked, and Primm reached level 2. Excellent. Now this is a really good area for weapon grinding just because there's a decent amount of monsters, nothing's too high of a level, and it's one of the lowest level areas in the game for you to just go and grind up your weapons if that's what you're trying to do and not power level. And I do regularly come back here for that purpose. Now, however, because now there is 2 of us killing the enemies, that experience, while not necessarily divided, the person who gets the kill is the one who's going to get the majority of the experience. So if we were to take a look, we just saw Primm was at 76 experience, whereas Randi is at 40, and that's because I've been the one getting most of the kills. The kill is where you get the experience. There we go. But let's say Randi just killed that mushroom. Primm still got a small degree of experience, just not a lot. She got, I think, half of the normal experience. Mushroom gets whacked. Okay. And we're going to be killing the Lullabud here. Primm reached level 3. Nice. Primm's weapon skill up. She has level 1 sword now. As you can see, it's the exact same attack that Randi would have gotten with his level 1 charge. But, as I mentioned, I always do try to level up all of my weapons. So now that the sword is a level 1, I'm going to switch over to the spear, and I'm just going to play around with that. Now, one difference that I like that this game does that Secret of Evermore doesn't is how quickly weapons can level up in this game. In Secret of Evermore, you have to go out of your way to grind up those weapons for them to be of any true value later on. And with weapons only being able to reach a max of level 3 starting at level 1, they can only level up twice. It really goes to show just how long it takes to level those up. Ooh, I just got the reach there. Candy won't fit. Which is, I guess, not necessarily a bad thing. Alright, so here we have Gaia's Navel, Kippo Village, and the Kingdom of Pandora. Kippo Village is that village I was referring to at the end of the last episode, or not at the end of the last episode, middle of last episode, when I was saying that we don't really need to worry about being banished from Podos Village. This is Kippo Village. Let's pop into the inn. One night is 10 GP. Do you want to stay? Yeah, sure. Let's see what it's like. Staying at an inn will fully heal you. Both HP and MP. And it allows you to save your game. This is Kippo Village. We already spoke to you. Dad owns the store here. Well, let's go talk to your dad, who apparently has moves. Wallaby? Alright, so we can buy the elbow pad, the kung fu dress, a chain vest, and we already have the hair ribbon. I'm gonna buy... Oh, I can barely afford that. I'm gonna buy 2 elbow pads and 1 chain vest. And I'm going to save up for the kung fu dress. And we're going to equip him. His defense goes from 3 to 10, and from 1 to 2. Now, if we go over to Primm, we're going to basically do the same thing by equipping an elbow pad. Now, we can sell the wristbands. And we'll get part of our money back. I believe you get half of the money you spent on it. So we get the 12 back for that. And 30. And there we go. We're at 131. So we're about a third of the way there. A little over a third of the way there. Alright, so let's talk to some other people. We have already spoken to you. To the north is Guy's Navel. Dwarves live there. Yes, we've heard. My son Dialog's too busy to visit me. Oh, this is Dialog's house. Okay. I heard about the kingdom. It's too laid back here. Here or there? What? Oh, he doesn't like the quiet country life. He wants to go over to Pandora, where it's exciting. Yeah, you probably don't want to go to Pandora right now, considering. Whoa! This my home. The missus upstairs. My husband's brothers all look alike. You know, for looking like a caveman, you got yourself a pretty nice wife. And that is it for Kippo Village. There's not really much here. It's just like kind of stop off to upgrade your gear. Eventually, we will be able to one-shot those guys. That day is not today. Busby gets whacked. Nice. Alright, so moving up here. This is Gaia's Navel. Now, this is one of the things that I really loved about the SNES that the NES just could not do. And that is that, and we'll be able to see it on the world map later on, that we're actually descending into a crater. Like, you see the line of the ridge right here, and that Busby over to the left. Oh, a bomb. 3 damage. What kind of bomb was it? You know, but we're now currently walking a bridge over the top of the lower level of the crater, and we will descend further down as we go along. Now, I'm walking around the long way, mainly because A, I want to show off the area, B, I want to beat enemies and upgrade my weapon skill, even though Randy's already gotten all of his to level 1. Busby gets whacked. Primm reaches level 4. How's your spear doing? Almost there. Funny how Primm just comes equipped with Knuckles, which happen to be one of the mono weapons. Haunted Forest or Gaia's Navel. Now, if we were to have come up the left side, this is where we would have come up. As I said, I took the long way around just because I wanted to. And enemies will not respawn unless you zone out of the map. Unless, like, see, this enemy can't hit us and we can't hit him, even though our weapons are clearly touching him. It's because he's actually lower than we are, lower elevation. Randy, get up here. That is one thing I will miss from Trials of Mana, is being able to use the shoulder buttons. Ooh, Primm's weapon level up. Is being able to use the shoulder buttons to temporarily take control of your characters, of your allies. Okay. As a matter of fact, how are we doing for money? Do I have enough to be able to get that Kung Fu dress? No. I'm not too worried about it. I only want to make sure that I have about 100G on me right now. Maybe 300 by the time I reach the dwarf village. And I'll explain why here in a minute, but for right now I'm just going to focus on getting that. That Busby just jumped at me and hit me in the face. I am surprised that I have not gotten poisoned yet. Although I do understand if they've kind of gated that off. Kind of like how trap chests were gated off until we got Primm. Alright, so here we have Gaia's Navel. If we were to go in... Nico! Meow! We meet in a strange place. Need anything? And let's buy just the same old crap. Rabbite cap, wristbands, bandana, just stuff we don't need. Now, because we zoned, the enemies have respawned, but this is where we want to be going. Where are we? This place has nothing to do with Dialect, does it? I want to go where Eleni's castle. I want to go to Eleni's castle in the Haunted Forest, okay? Now, that only happens if you're controlling Primm. It plays out differently if you're controlling Randi, and I'll show you that here in a second. But this is actually a choice you can make. Let's switch over to Randi, and we'll pop it. Primm, get up here. Hey, this isn't the way to the witch's castle. Where are you going? If you say to the underground palace, Primm will leave you. So, I'm going to exit. We're going to do what Primm wants to do. Because I want to keep her in the party. That, and I'm kind of metagaming because I kind of know already what's going to happen. How close is she getting? Almost there. Once she hits level 1 with her glove, I'm going to explain another mechanic that we've had access to since Primm has joined, but I haven't really felt the need to use it until this point. There we go. Yeah, I've always found that while playing this game, it's always good to have a weapon equipped that is not max level. And because you will just passively level up over time. Lullabug gets whacked. Oh, come on! There we go. Okay. Now, Primm, get down here, please. So, if we go back to action, you probably notice that there was a 0 on the right side of the screen every time I've been in here, but now there's a 0 and a 1. And what this number says, what gauge should this character, when controlled by the AI, automatically charge to? So let's set Primm to 1, and we're going to set Randi to 1 as well with the sword. Now, we attack the Mush Boom. Watch this. Primm is actually was charging to level 1. She's kind of unconscious, so... But yeah, Primm when in combat, will hold a level 1 charge automatically. And I don't think the AI is actually affected by the weapon slowdown. Could be wrong on that one, though. There are many monsters in Gaia's navel. I saw the floodwater sweep some kid into it. Oh! It wasn't us, because we didn't get swept away by the floodwaters. Alright, if we pop over this way, there is a air delivery for 500 GP. We can go to the Water Palace or Pandora. This is another canon travel location. There are many of these scattered throughout the game. And actually, I'm going to give Primm the spear, because that'll allow her to stay a little further at range. She doesn't have the same durability that Randi does. And that might actually come into play here shortly. And here we are in the Haunted Forest. We've reached level 5. Yay! You know, for somebody who, if you don't know that you can cut through these bushes, those Chobin hoods are a pain to take care of. Because they can shoot you at range, but we, as of yet, do not have a ranged weapon. And they will stay at range. Primm, please get over here. And please stop getting hit. Alright, there we go. Ready to reach level 6. That little mark on the ground, that glyph, is a teleportation pad. If we step on it, it teleports us further in. It's basically the same as like walking through a cave or a door. Blat. Ooh, treasure. Loot. Money. Candy. You know what? Nah, actually no. Ow! Although it's better to hit Randi instead of Primm because, well, A, more HP, B, we won't be able to cut this without an axe. I've heard there's a dwarf blacksmith in Gaia's navel. There may be some good weapons there. We better go to Gaia's navel first. Really? Really? We were just there. You said not to go. And I am going to save it here just because I do not want to get my butt handed to me. Ooh, I got 589. Save your game, yeah. Yes, please. Oh, also, you probably noticed the spear is grayed out. That is because Primm is in the middle of an attack, so you cannot change out her weapon. I'm going to use one of her candies, one of the candies on her, I should say, and restore 100 HP. Mainly because she was getting kind of low and I didn't want her to die. Ow. Do not like these Chobin hoods. So yeah, I knew already that Primm would just send us back to Gaia's navel. The only difference is if you do tell her, no, I'm going to Gaia's navel anyway. Oh no, they are affected by the slowdown. Never mind. But yeah, if you do tell her, no, you know, I'm going anyway, as I mentioned, she does leave you, and you have to do the entirety of the Gaia's Navel thing completely solo. So it's actually easier to do it with a partner. And actually, while I'm still at the top of the crater, Primm, come on. Just ignore him. Primm, let's go. We're gonna pop over to Kippo Village and get that Kung Fu dress. Because why not? What'll it be? There we go. Now, I wonder, can Randi equip the Kung Fu suit? I mean, I'm aware his chainmail is actually better, but I wonder. He cannot. Which means I should just sell it off. A whole 16 GP. Now I could also buy back the candy that I used. And let's get some medical herbs. And 1 cup of wishes, because now that we've got party members, we're going to want that in case one of them dies. And there we go. Alright, now, on to Gaia's Navel for reals. Unfortunately, yes, this game does have a lot of backtracking. I'm going to need to switch over and take control of Primm. Oh, right. Now, if you're thinking of perhaps, you know, maybe we get another weapon that doesn't have level 1, what happens when we equip a weapon that the character's not leveled up with? Will they be able to, you know, automatically charge? And the answer is no. The game will automatically change it to the lowest level that that weapon has and leave it there. So let's say Randi, let's say he never leveled up the gloves and the gloves was level 0. But I had him equipped with the sword and set him to automatically charge level 1. If I equip him with the glove, it'll automatically set the auto charge to 0. But if I go back to the sword, it will not set it back to level 1. At least, that's how it worked in Secret of Evermore. I imagine that's how it works here, but I could be wrong. Primm reached level 6. Very nice. And now Primm lets us progress in the cave. And yes, it's playing the same song that it was playing in the fields near Pandora and in the Haunted Woods. Ooh, slimes. I do not like slimes, and that right there is why. They divide way too quickly, and green slimes specifically can poison you. They're high defense, but that makes it really good for weapon grinding. Because they have high defense, they're tanky, they auto-divide, and higher level in the game when you've got, you know, better survivability, they actually make pretty decent foes to grind on. At least in terms of weapon grinding. Alright, so what you just saw there was a precedent in command. I had initiated my level 1 charge attack. However, the enemy struck me and sent me into a dodge animation. The dodge will take priority. Alright, so we cannot cross because of lava, but we've got some water right here, and every Minecraft player knows the best way to cross lava, douse it with water. So let's go do that. Thank you, Randy. Now, how are we going to do that? Well, you got to kill the goblin. Kill the gerblins. Nice. Level up. By striking that skull on the wall, that is the switch, and you probably heard it there, that let the water out. Blat gets whacked. Alright. The only way to go forward is right here. And of course, right when we walk through, those guys would normally awake. I don't know why they didn't. Now, if we go down those stairs there, that is the way we've got to go. But every adventurer knows you don't go that way. You go the one place you're not supposed to go, or I should say, everywhere but the one place you're supposed to go. Oh, there it is. Randy's poisoned. So poison is a status element that will constantly tick down our HP. This is not a turn-based game, and so random ticks of damage when you gotta switch over to Randy. Random ticks of damage when you take your turn is not a thing here. Now, I'm kind of using a bit of meta knowledge here. This item will be necessary later in the game, this chest here. But, as I've clearly demonstrated, the brave adventurers can seek the loots on their own. And we have the magic rope. This is the instant escape item. This will take you back to the dungeon entrance. This is effectively the escape rope from Pokemon. The only difference is, notice that while the candy, the magic herb, the cup of wishes, they all have a times number next to it showing how many we have, the magic rope does not. The magic rope is infinitely usable. We can use it an infinite number of times. There, we killed 2 of them. And there we see a walking chest. Punch glove. Randy takes 13 damage. Yeah. The poison isn't necessarily that bad. It will tick down your HP a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's not too terribly bad. Alright, this just has another slime, so we're not going to worry about it. As I said, those guys can be a right pain in the butt to kill right now. That was a good hit. I just two-shot that kid goblin. We're almost there. Alright, so we can't cross those rocks, but you can see over there to the right there is something there. Well, that It's a whole lot of nothing. And we can't climb these stairs. But there's clearly something up there, right? Well, we're on the other side of the stairs. We'll kill the goblin here. And you see another skull switch on the wall. And when we hit it, that rock just dropped to the floor below. Which opens up. A new town. You can hear rumblings from somewhere deeper in here. Sounds like digging. And in case you're wondering why I'm using a very, very bad, I might add, southern draw for these dwarves, blame the Trials of Mana remake. This is the village of the dwarves. Alright, so there's clearly something there. There's a giant crack in the wall. There's so many small earthquakes. There again. Underground palace. That's been buried for ages. One night's 15 GP. Want to stay? And we are going to need to heal up. Very, very recommended, I might add. Because we are about to face a new challenge. It's been buried for ages. Alright. Well, here's the blacksmith. Don't necessarily want to go there yet. And here we go. Items and armor. What'll it be? Alright, so here we see the power wrist, which is an upgrade over the elbow pad. We've got the same wristband, the spiky suit that we can buy for Randi, the chain vest that he already had equipped, a midrobe that nobody can equip, headgear that Randi can equip, and a rabbite cap. This is the same one that was being sold by Neko, but at half the cost. Remember, Neko sells things, while convenient, for an exorbitant price. So I'm going to buy one spiky suit and 2 power wrists. Anything else? Be saying ya! And yes, I do realize that I only just upgraded my gear. You know what? I'm gonna do it again. Because why not? What'll it be? I'm gonna sell my chain vest. Sell my elbow pad. Sorry, we are not doing the elbow pad percent. If you get that joke, good on ya. Alright, there's not really anything to do in there for now. Let's go talk to the Dwarven Blacksmith. Say, show me that there sword. It's covered with rust. I'll break it in no time. I'm Watts, the blacksmith. I'll reforge it for 100 GP. Please do. I also want to mention, they call it GP in this version, but the original currency of the Mana series is Lucre. L-U-C-R-E. Right. Wait a sec. Take a quick look at the sword Randy's holding. It's now gray. It has been upgraded. It's done! I've never seen a sword as fine as this one in my life. I hope someday I can reforge such a splendid sword. What on earth? My hammer started to glow. Wait, just a minute. That must be the mana sword. Astonishing. Perhaps the power of the mana sword has seeped into my hammer. Great. I think I'll try and make an axe with this. Come back in a while. And if we were to go over to Randi, we now have the broadsword. It is an upgraded version of the rusty sword, which raises agility and evade percentage. And as you can see, the energy orb is now 2 of 2, whereas before it was only 1 of 2. So the energy orb numbers are not a fraction. They're really representing the same thing as the level versus experience thing. Kind of. The first number represents what level the weapon currently is. The second number represents the maximum potential of that weapon. And this also, now that we've upgraded the broadsword, we can now level it up to level 2. But before we leave the village, there is one thing I would like to do. Remember that door that I said there that had nothing of concern for us? Well, it does in fact contain something for us. Step right on in. It's the Dwarf Village's world famous exhibit hut. It'll be 50 GP. Alright, I'll pay. The show's just starting. First, cast your eyes on this rabbit man. The only one in the world. Take one rabbit and one man, and it's Rabbit Man. Hey, you, pipe down. And now, presenting an actual, very rare sprite child. Boo-hoo-hoo, won't you please help me? Yes, folks, it's pure tragedy. Weep as you hear his story. The poor child has a 50,000 GP debt to pay off. It's here, working off the debt bit by bit. Oh, please, gentle people. Please help it. Even 100 GP will help. Oh, joy. Thank you. I'll take that. Thank you so much. Funny, he changed size the moment we paid him. Something's afoot. Well, how was that? What an actor I am. That guy was actually even crying. Well, I wasn't too bad myself. Ha! We're gonna make a fortune. Really. Busted. Did you just overhear what we just said? Please forgive us. The child really is a sprite child. It used to live in the Sprite Forest, but a flood brought it here. That's the child that the one guy was talking about getting washed in the guy's navel. I thought I'd help it earn some money to return home. Good idea, huh? Hey, you have to apologize too. Oh, wrong. Okay, I was wrong. I'm ashamed of myself, so I'll return your money. And we got all 150 of it back. Sorry. Didn't mean any harm. Scammers. But also notice, there's one full-size bed and one tiny bed. Just a neat little touch. Alright, now. What on earth? Something's coming. We get our second boss fight against. And there he is, Tropicalo. Now you can swing at these little vines and do some damage with them. Now don't worry too much about your range. You're not going to be able to actually like reach him, but as you just saw, you can still hit him. The game will register the hits. There we go. He only has a brief window. When he's in his shell like that, he will not be vulnerable. But when he springs out like that, or I am attacking way too early. There we go. You could probably get about 2 hits in on him. Now, he's not too hard. He's not as difficult as the Mantis Ant. Remember, the Mantis Ant was legitimately difficult because you're level 2, maybe, and it renders you unconscious. No such thing happens here with Tropicala. 52 damage, baby! This is a good fight to use your weapon charge on, because it gives you time to actually charge before the enemy becomes vulnerable. Way to go! Got Spear's Orb. Thank you so much. I didn't need your help. Hey! Sorry about that. Child received such a shock from drifting here, it's lost all its memories. Really is a nice child, and plays tricks on people sometimes, though. Ah, come on, old-timer. Give me a break. Take it easy. Tropicala broke out of the sealed palace. There must be a way into it. Your memory might return if you receive some of the power from the mana seed. What? Really? I'll go right now. Right now. Not alone. That palace was buried. There must be tons of monsters in there by now. Would you be so kind as to accompany this sprite to the palace? I suppose. But look, did you hear that, little one? Hey, brother. Brother? My name is Randi. Okay. Say, why don't you name me too? That way it'll be easier on you. Please name this little sprite. Now, the game never officially tells you whether or not this sprite is a male or female. I prefer to believe that it's a gender, that because it's a sprite, it doesn't actually have a true gender. But their canon name is Popoi. Popoi? What kind of name is that? Like, nice to meet you? And we've now filled out our party with Popoi. Number 3, who comes equipped with a boomerang, of all things. And let's talk to you again. Good luck. You can get to the palace by way of the hole over there. There's a lava field which Eleni made to seal the palace. First, you have to go to Eleni's Castor and ask her to dissolve the seal. Eleni used to be a good witch. She's not anymore. Go north to Haunted Forest in her castle. Ask her to open the seal. There are bow and arrows found along with the little one. Take them. Received Chobin's bow and arrows. So, reminds me, Watts the blacksmith was looking for you. Visit his workshop. And the area returns to normal. Now, we just got 2 new weapons. We have the Chobin's bow and the boomerang. Now, remember how I mentioned it just seems randomly strange that Primm just happened to have one of the 8, quote, mono weapons that Luca was referring to? Well, the game actually very subtly explains why that's a thing. Well, I just tried making an axe, but it's no good. I wonder why. Got a boomerang, huh? Wait, I know. Try holding this axe. That's it! Mana power doesn't work in these weapons doesn't work until you hold them. This axe is mighty special. You can even smash a boulder with it. Take it with you for 100 GP. Sure, I'll take it. There should be more mana weapons to find. Bring them to me. They need to be forged to release the mana received in the orbs. And only I can do it. Let me show you a shortcut. This will make it a lot easier for you. Now, as I just mentioned, the game outright explains that Watts, using his hammer on the Monosword, imbued his hammer with mana power. And now every weapon that he forges for us becomes a mana weapon. And we now have 6 of the weapons. But we did get a new orb. The Spears Orb. But it takes 200 GP, so I'm gonna grind up a little bit of GP. As well as getting Popui some new experience. Now you probably noticed that Popui is actually following behind Randi, whereas Primm is kinda in the back. That is because if you were to come here first, Popui is actually supposed to be player 2. Character number 2 that joins your party. In fact, I'm going to set Primm with the bow and arrow so that she actually has a weapon that she can use. In the action, I'm going to set him too to keep away. There we go. In fact, how am I doing for money? Almost there. And there we go. Now, fortunately, with the, a curved experience, or I should say the experience curve, that being higher levels require more experience, it's actually fairly easy to level up Popui to catch up with the rest of the party. Now, granted, he is getting his butt handed to him right now, but that's because he's only level 1. But he will eventually catch up. Okay, which one's ready? We're gonna forge the spear into... Alright, let's forge it into the heavy spear. And you can't really tell, but let's pop it onto Popui real quick. It has the same color scheme as the broadsword. Now, something I would like to mention, we're gonna pop the boomerang back on him. Ah, come on. There we go. I like leaving it on the status ring. That you probably see the glove has nothing there. Watt's axe, nothing there. The boomerang, nothing there. Chobin's bow, nothing there. The sword raises agility and evasion, and the heavy spear, nothing there. The sword, while yes, the sword itself is special, the sword is special in Randy's hands, although that will not come into play till much later in the game. Leveling up your weapons and actually forging them gives you various status effects. So whoever is equipped with the broadsword has increased dodge chance. His evade is 80 and his agility is now 21. But anyway, we are going to go check... What does Popui have? He has a midge robe, and that's it. Now, I'm probably going to do a little bit of off-camera grinding. I'm not going to want to grind everything up on camera. But I am gonna be doing a bit of off-camera grinding. I'm going to need to get a power wrist for him. Headgear... I don't have a headgear for him, I don't think. Or do I? No, I don't think I do. No, I don't. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to need to do a bit of off-camera grinding. I'm going to get a little bit of money. I'm going to level Popui up. And I'm going to level up my weapons. I'm going to get a power wrist for him and probably a rabbit cap. Now, that said, I would like to say, once again, we are, of course, nearing the 1 hour mark. I would like to say thank you very much for watching, as always. And again, leave some comments. Talk to me. Let me know what you think. Questions, concerns, anything. Just, please don't spoil the game. There are people who haven't played this game, even though it is almost 30 years old. But until then, guys, take it easy.